Hello and welcome to Blowing Rock Art and History Museum's YouTube page. I'm Willard Watson, Programs and Outreach Director here at Brom. So if you've been to the museum in the past, you probably joined us on a Tuesday morning and had a nice cup of hot Hatchet coffee, our custom Dangerfield blend, and you got to sit with our curator Diana Cameron and tour through an exhibition and learn more about the pieces in the exhibit and the artists who made them. Well, we haven't been able to do that since March, but we're going to do it right now at the convenience of your own home. So I encourage you to grab a hot cup or a cold cup, whatever beverage you might like to have, and then join me for this Coffee the Curator tour of Branching Out, Works in Wood from North Carolina. All right, so in this first room here, we have a wonderful array of 3 pieces from the show from 3 different artists from North Carolina and very different examples of woodworking. So we have a classic furniture piece by Aspen Golann, who is the woodshop manager at Penland School of Craft. We have this beautiful sculptural form here from Joël Urruty out of Hickory, North Carolina. And then we have these abstracted, almost tusk-like pieces by Gardner from Saluda, North Carolina. So it's really nice to see kind of this contrast from a more traditional form we're used to seeing to maybe a form that we can imagine in the figurative sculpture of Joël Urruty, and then to a rough form here with Gardner. Follow me into the Fort Gallery and we'll get to see some more pieces from Branching Out. So Branching Out is part of our North Carolina Craft series of exhibitions. This exhibition features 14 artists from across the state, all living. Our youngest artist is 27 years old and the oldest exhibiting artist is 76 years old. This exhibition is a wonderful collection of disciplines in the same medium. From people who have a traditional woodworking background, people who have a more fine art experience from the art school, to some people who came to the medium as outsiders, who really found their creative expression in the curls at the bottom of the wood shop floor. So today we're going to get to look at some pieces that were made by hand, some pieces that were made by chainsaw, some pieces that were made by laser cutter. Zak Weinberg is the youngest artist in Branching Out. He works in Raleigh, North Carolina, where he is the shop assistant to Thomas Sayre, an older artist who specializes in large-scale outdoor public installations. So Zak's passion is woodworking with his laser cutter and partner, Yuga. So fun aside about Zak, in an interview that he did with me about his work in Branching Out, he said that he originally entered art school with a passion to be a tattoo artist, but he quickly realized he could not draw. But I think he's really found his artistic chops in drawing these beautiful geometric designs. Zak's work looks at the shared language of pattern and design from cultures around the world. And his work hopes to comment on the interconnectedness of humanity through these shared patterns and symbolism. So this piece here next to me is just kind of a testament to that. I don't know about you, but I see references kind of to like the rose window design, maybe from Notre Dame. Also maybe some insect shapes, like insect wings here. Some beautiful honeycomb patterns to it, and these just amazing waves. And this is all 1/8 of an inch sheets of birch plywood that have been stained in certain places to kind of add accent. So Zak received his Bachelor's of Fine Arts and certification in Public Architecture Art from Florida State University in 2016. All right, so now we're talking about Roger Atkins. Roger Atkins is an artist based out of Boone, North Carolina. And he likes to look at the conversation between form and mathematics. Sometimes he approaches a project with a mathematical formula or expression in mind, that he finds a way to use the form of wood to manifest. Other times he has an idea of a form in his head and he has to find the mathematics to make it actually work. Roger is an expert in using stacked laminated wood to create these beautiful forms. So to my side here, I've got On Time that represents time on 3 different patterns. So there are these light squares that are accent pieces throughout the wood, and they begin and terminate at the same place. But if you look on the outside, they're at a different interval than the accent pieces on the inside of the piece. And then also, when you make your way around the piece, you can see this beautiful curve along the edge here of the ring on the top. And this is actually, when you spread it out flat, is a sine wave. So Roger wanted to find a way to represent that. So the sine wave begins and ends at the same point as these light colored dots on time. All right, and so here we have Converging Arcs number 2. And this is another mathematical representation. Here there are 2 different arcs represented that both begin and terminate at the same point. And there's a kind of thin curve arc here. And then there are the purple heartwood dots that are implanted in the wood that also begin and terminate at the same point. This is another one that's really just gorgeous and different light to see the accent and the swirls and the mahogany. All right, so behind me, we have a collection by the artist Erik Wolken, who's based out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and these are called Faces of the Future. And so we're going to end on this piece because I hope to see your faces in the future in person here at Brom. And if you're not able to make it before Branching Out closes on October 24th, I highly encourage you to check out the other Branching Out videos we have on our YouTube page and at Brom at Home. Thanks for watching.